first things first, we gotta have a little heart-to-heart. Are you... Yeah, okay. We made it. We're here in Gettysburg, and it is a beautiful day. It's the second day of September 2021. Go on, have a seat. Let's get some soggy bottoms together, and we'll just catch you up on what's been going on. It is a beautiful sunny day in Gettysburg. It was something that was not happening yesterday. Yesterday was a big storm. There was a flash flood warning, flooded roads all the way coming in. And I was down in sunny Nashville experiencing the effects of another storm. That's all to say, I am now continuing the trip solo. There were some expectations that didn't quite line up on what sort of trip this was going to be with Vanessa, and there's also some mechanical delays for the car that just sort of added extra stresses to getting to places on time, not being able to enjoy everything in the way that completely lined up and was compatible. So that's all to say. Ivy has now made about 5,000 miles on her grand adventure or big adventure from New Mexico to California, California to Vegas, Utah, Colorado, the northern tip of Colorado, all the way down south to Albuquerque, Amarillo, Texas, Oklahoma City, and heading east into Arkansas, Little Rock, then Memphis, and finally Nashville. In Nashville, I left yesterday in the afternoon. I got here so late in the day that it was actually early. The sun was coming up, and I got to see a little bit of the mountain and the forests, and we're right here by the Appalachian Trail, so there's some beautiful spots. And I've been brushing up on my history a little bit, the Civil War and what's been going on in Gettysburg, but now it's time to get back into the 21st century. Behind me, Ivy, it's with some beautiful stablemates. We've got Colville's 1970 145, his wife Hannah's 1991 245, and boy, I tell you what, there's nothing quite like a shiny pair of stablemates to make the patina on Ivy look even more faded. So I'd love to get a little more wax on her, but there's not much time, and honestly, now that we're here, I gotta just enjoy a little bit of the social aspect and try to get out of work mode completely. The last thing I'd really like to do on this car is to have the lower dashboard installed, which is just a matter of a few screws. In about an hour, there's a check-in at the hotel just about 3 miles down the road into town. So I'll put my going to town clothes and I'll head over there, check in with the Volvo Club of America for the weekend events. There's also a car wash station. Colville was nice enough to wash the car for me since he was up at the crack of dawn to welcome me as I arrived. So that was really cool. And I'm just thrilled to be here for the weekend. So who's going to be here this weekend? I'd like to know. Are you coming to the Volvo Club of America National Meet? And if you are, let me know in the comments. A lot of these usernames and avatars will probably be somebody I interacted with, but I'd like to know in person if I can expect to meet you there, and if you're going to see Ivy. Let's get our picture taken together and all that. And furthermore, t-shirts are available. Patreon gets first dibs. VCOA gets the second. That's Saturday and I think Sunday, maybe even Friday. And whatever's left after that is going to be public, but I really doubt it. There's only about 50 of these that I made, so they're going to be very limited supply for Ivy's big adventure. I might make more later, but if you are going to be here this weekend, that'll probably be your best chance. Coffee. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, info is on Patreon. If you haven't joined, now is an opportunity to get a shirt. I'll do $25 if you're shipping, $20 if you're picking it up locally, and if you're international, we'll just do $30. So, that's all good. Let me take a sip here. You just enjoy the scenery for a moment. I love the Northeast. It's beautiful. Some folks from California are here as well. Roger, you'll recognize him from watching my videos. Ryan from Slow Rolling unfortunately couldn't make it. My plan originally was to give the fundraiser amount to Ryan here in Gettysburg, and since he was having some mechanical issues and then needing to get his car sorted for the Slow Rolling event, which is just about 3.5 weeks away now at the end of September, he just couldn't make it out to Gettysburg. It's a big trek, so I'm kind of surprised that I'm crazy enough to try to do coast to coast within a month. But that's all to say, Ivy's adventure is not stopping anytime soon. It's going all the way through October 1st, so we have a lot of driving ahead of us, but we'll just take this weekend to relax, refuel, refresh. And the car's doing great. She needed a little bit of adjustment on the ignition, but here's how I figured out what was going on. I was getting pinging at light throttle, and then one tank of gas from Memphis to Nashville, it was gone. And I was like, I don't know, elevation's been the same, so what happened? I opened the hood and I find out I had left the vacuum lines for the vacuum advance disconnected. They were plugged, so they weren't drawing in false air or vacuum leaking, but they were basically what was causing the pinging at light throttle. The vacuum advance would pull vacuum to the diaphragm, advance the timing, and then it would start bing, 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 bing. It doesn't sound anything like that. It's more like if you were to shake a steel can with BBs in it, that's how it sounds. Like it's kind of gargling its throat with metal. And that's not a good thing to happen. I don't want to break upper compression rings. I don't want to break valves or burn piston heads or any of that stuff. So figuring out that vacuum advance is really just for deceleration and idle emissions mostly, leaving those lines disconnected fixed all that. So that's great. Gotta say thanks to Colville for allowing me to stay here for the weekend. We're gonna have a lot of fun. The guys from VP Auto Parts will be here this weekend, and we're all gonna have a really good time in a full house in this rental. Solo traveling has been good. Fuel economy is good. I get to listen to my Civil War podcasts. I think that's everything. Yeah, so I just want to give you a nice update. We made it. We're here. Ivy's just been great. All I'm going to do is a little bit of lower dashboard installation. I don't know if I remember saying that because I drove all night and I'm so tired. So this coffee will help me kind of get back to a normal semblance of logical, critical thinking, etc. And then I'll catch you up on the weekend's events. And then I'm pretty sure at the end of all of this, Ivy's big adventure should just be her own feature-length film because there's a lot of footage, and I think it'd be kind of fun to continue taking you along that journey. Now, as far as the slow rolling, since Ryan's not here to give him the check, I think it would be better to give the check and the funds to slow rolling at their show, which is actually a brilliant idea that was suggested by one of my viewers, because it will help keep attention on slow rolling since VCOA is its own thing, and the slow rolling guys, we were just planning originally the caravan here. So at the end of September, the 24th, 5th, 6th, I will be presenting the funds raised to Ryan and to Slow Rolling Chapter for their community programs, the scholarship that they're funding, and any donation that you give helps my road trip, my journey back to the West Coast, and the Volvo community in California and at large. So it's really fun to be a part of something that's just bigger than Ivy, bigger than one show. This is a coast-to-coast thing, and it's such a cool community, and the people that I'm meeting along the way are awesome. So thank you for watching, and I'll be giving you another update within the next day or two.